at Goodfellas Sports TV. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video, and Julian J.Rock Williams opts to go for a tune-up in Jeison, Rosario. All right, I remember him fighting the kid from Cincinnati. He fought Nathaniel Gallimore, got stopped. He fought Deloach. I think he ended up beating Deloach. Hernandez, you know, you're an okay little fighter. Nothing I'm excited about, but it was told to me that J.Rock was in talks to fight Lara. They wanted to push for him to fight Lara, and that could have been the main event on top of the Harrison Charlo 2 card. But I knew when Charlo and Harrison went to Ontario, California in the Citizen Bank Arena, and that only held 10,000 seats, I knew that they wasn't gonna do that fight. All right, that was just me just putting one and one together, or two and two together. I knew when Harrison and Charlo landed at that small arena in Ontario, California, I knew that Lara and J.Rock wasn't gonna fight as the main event. So January 18th was still a spot. And Lara, in his contract, Lawrence Williams was telling me, go check out Lawrence Williams' channel, that Lara contract, says that he must be the main event. So then it could have been the Leah Corso Center, I don't know how to say his name, in Temple Center, January 18th, but J.Rock opted to go with Jeison Rosario. Hopefully I'm pronouncing his name the right way. And, you know, people say, well, he dug Lara, but hey, you know what? He had a tough fight on up there. He had a tough fight with Jared Hurd. I just figured, like, if he was willing to fight Jared Hurd again, even though he probably looked at Jared Hurd as easy work, I'm like, damn, he should, you know, why not fight Lara? You know, maybe the money wasn't great fighting Lara, or it wasn't that much greater than Rosario to take the risk. And I agree with him, this team, for not fighting Lara. You know what? We had a lot of stumbles and a lot of stumbling blocks in boxing, and we need to go ahead and unify these 3 belts in the junior welterweight division. That's what needs to happen. So I'm all for him fighting Rosario, in my opinion. I'm with it. You know what? Get that soft touch. He deserved it. He worked himself back up. I'd like to see him and Erickson Lubin work themselves back up better than they did and more active. I felt that they should have been fighting way more active, but you know what? J.Rock, he beat up Joshua Conley. He beat up Ishai Smith. You know, he beat up Nate Gallimore. And then he went into a J.Rock fight. Jared Hurd fight. And Jared Hurd, you know, he was asked about this weekend, would you still want the J.Rock rematch? He said, you know, they still thinking about it. So, you know what? They must have told him that he was nowhere near ready for J.Rock, and he need to, you know, rebuild back up, which is the proper way to do things. But you know what? I don't really blame J.Rock for not fighting Lara. You know what I'm saying? They keep playing with fire, and a lot of these junior welterweights keep getting burnt. You know what I'm saying? Charlo got burnt. Jared Hurd got burnt. So I think it's the right thing to do. But you know, he get the showcase fight. He went in somebody else's backyard and beat them up. So all you can really do is respect J.Rock. Keep mixing them up. So I respect him. So he'd be fighting January 18th against Jeison Rosario. You know, homecoming fight for him. He deserved it. He worked his way back up. But you know, Lara could have been an option. But really, how big of names are J.Rock and Lara? It wasn't worth the risk, and it wasn't worth the risk messing up a huge unification bout between Lara. Between Harrison Charlo winner and then Julian J.Rock Williams. But as well, Jaime Munguia has decided not to move up. He will be standing at 154 pounds. I think I did a video on this. I'm not sure, but yeah, he's standing at 154. Yep. So I don't know what made him change his mind. So I think that's the right decision to do. I think the right decision was to move it to 160 and rebuild his career up. And you know, Eric Morales is training him now and refining his skills. So right now, you won't get an undisputed champion at 130. At 154. And if it was up to me personally, I really do think Al Haymon and Dana White need to just come in here and refine the belt system. You know what I'm saying? Just stop recognizing all them belts. You know, you talk to the IBF, see if they want to be a part of it. Create your own belt. Have 2 belts, you know, 2 champions, and that'll be undisputed. And you can rewrite boxing history. It is nowhere in boxing is it an international sanctioned belt, a governing body, or a federal governing belt body. There's nowhere in boxing is a body. The UK got one, you know, with the UCAD. So at the end of the day, you can call undisputed what you want to call undisputed. Undisputed is subjective. You know what I'm saying? It is. First it used to be the IBO, the IBF, WBC, and the Super WA title. It's just known now for undisputed. So I feel that they can do that. They can come up with their own 2 belts, and they can call what they want to call undisputed. There's nowhere in the Queensberry rules book or no rule book to say you gotta do this, do that to be undisputed. Undisputed is what the writers believe you are. Undisputed is just what the fans think you are. See, they can say Lomachenko can be undisputed, right? They can say Lomachenko be undisputed, but the franchise champion, you can't win or lose it. It's an honorary belt. He just got a medal, you know, for ducking Devin Haney. You know, so really, you know, J.Rock, Harrison, and Charlo don't have an opportunity to be undisputed, quote unquote. All people can really look back on is to say, you know what, that was the best. They was the best at their division. They was a true lineal champion because Jaime Munguia didn't want to come outside and play. Or you can say the PBC don't recognize the WBO belt. So really, if it's never been a greater time for, you know, sanctioned belt bodies to be refined, to be redone, and just, you know what, if Al Haymon and Dana White, they want to leave an everlasting impact on boxing, and whatever the 250, 500 fighters, whoever Al Haymon worked with, they want to leave an ever impact on boxing. You know what they should do? They should start their own federal governing belt, sanctioned belt body, governing body. You know what I'm saying? It should be a governing body. They should get some of the best people in boxing, a few old fighters, a few aficionados. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And a few other guys. And what they should do is reign over drug testing protocol. They have 2 belts. You know what I'm saying? And after 2 belts, the fighters pay every fighter that's ranked, and I would say top 20 fighters. Every fighter that's ranked in the top 20 all pay a sanctioning fee to the governing belt body. You know, to the governing body. It's a non-profit, and they help, you know what I'm saying, help pay the employees there. And they should be stationed somewhere in America. You know, or somewhere that don't have a lot of jobs. You know, somewhere it's not an Amazon, a big 3, General Motors, Ford, or Chrysler. Some town that need that. And they should have a few. They should have a few of them. You know, they should have 3 or 4 stations across America, and they should invest in that. And the fighters will be a part of something better than that. And their money be going to use. Their money to the WBC, is they putting that back in the hood? Is that putting it back in American boxing? No. Those sanctioned belt bodies are creating a franchise champion that, you know, the WBC, they don't identify, put money back in the hood or back into their black fighters. You know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather shouldn't have to request to be on the WBC belt as much money he made them. So that's what I would be thinking of. But I think it's truly unfair that J.Rock, Hurd, and Harrison won't have an opportunity to be undisputed. But y'all know how the game go, man. And but I really do think Al Haymon, if we gotta get Dana White. They should really do that, man. And Floyd Mayweather, they should create their own federal sanctioned belt body. And then if guys from the UK want to request to be a part of it, they request they be a part of it. You know, you get this drugs, you get rules, and everybody abide by the rules, and you know what I'm saying? And you just cover your bases with intern. If you need an interim title, somebody get injured, somebody fill a drug test, this is the protocol. This is where you appeal it. This is where you see it. And really, you can create more jobs in boxing. You know what I'm saying? It can create more jobs in boxing. And, you know, Al Haymon legacy will be even bigger than that. Floyd Mayweather legacy will be even bigger than what he did in the ring and what he done outside the ring. And also, you can get Canada to be a part of it. And if Mexico want to be a part of it, if not, so be it. It's time for them to stop submitting to Mexican fighters or foreign fighters and stop letting them dictate stuff. It's time for the American fighter to ride his own wave. You know, it ain't no favoritism. Oh, we gonna strip him or not strip him. All that shit to be done with. You know, and then you ain't got to worry about, you know, trust me. If they cut off the bullshit, if they cut off like Canelo and they cut off them, and they can have the WBC and IBF, I guarantee you the WBC will lose a ton of money without Al Heyman. You know what I'm saying? Without all his fighters, they lose a ton of money. You know what I'm saying? They can keep top ranking them and all that shit. It'll make that platform that much bigger. But hey, one time for the one time, Goodfellas Sports TV. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you got business questions, prior response, video requests. Keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation? That link's in the description. Best way to donate is share the video. And hit me up if you got a video request. Twitter, it's the second fastest way. Email the fastest, then Facebook and the gram, then Facebook. Appreciate it. It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. We gone.